So
Okay,
I think it start now, right?
started. Yeah. So, yeah, welcome you all for the evening discourse on Jagannath. I would like to request Dr. Pradip Hall to introduce the speaker of tonight. Welcome, Pradip.
Okay, thank you, Dilip. Good evening. Welcome to the second discourse of the Jagannath Pranapratishta. I am Pradeep Dal, one of the organizers, or rather the volunteers for this event. It gives me great pleasure to introduce today's distinguished speaker, Professor Vijay Mishra, President of India Discovery Center, Lincoln, and a faculty at Harvard University. Professor Mishra has a distinguished academic career. He's a university topper and MIT trained physicist. And after his education, he spent many years as a distinguished scientist at the Lincoln Lab of MIT and then joined Harvard. But besides his scientific career, he's a great leader for our community in the Boston area. If you don't know him, or rather, if you don't know his contributions, he's the former president of the India Association of Greater Boston. He was the former president of our community organization called Odisha Society of New England, and also he was the treasurer of our national organization called Odisha Society of America, as well as he's a trustee of the New England Hindu Temple. And besides that, Professor Mishra has been heavily involved to transmit and also expand the Indian history and Indian culture in the US and Boston area. That is how he started the India Discovery Center. And he is a prolific writer. He has written several articles and books. One of his books has been published by Oxford University Press on the poet Sarala Das Mahabharat. And so with this, Dr. Mishra's of his talk is Jagannatha Iconography and Philosophy. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Vijay Mohan Mishra.
All right, very good, very good. Good evening, friends. So we have this, I get the title Sri Jagannatha Iconography and Philosophy. Now, I come from Puri. So Jagannath has a special appeal to us. I grew up with him, and the way it operates is that he is with us. We don't go to a temple to visit him. He carries us, which means the talk I'm giving, he's sitting here and he's prompting me to speak. That is the Jagannath belief we have in Puri. And I want to explain to those that were present here that how such a belief system came about. So I call iconography that what is so special about Jagannatha that makes it unique, that makes it different, that makes it none of the known religious forms we know of or we're familiar with. So let me try to help as much I understand to expose my own thoughts and my practice. So we have, now this slide is cutting out here. So what we do, can we reduce the...
You go back to your normal mode, how you are, just end the slideshow, Vijayana, then start doing it.
Oh, like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
like that. This will be better.
Oh, okay. All right. So my screen is only the slides are seen, or the whole screen is seen? Do I do anything with the screen or
No,
slide?
we can see everything. That's good.
Okay, all right, okay. So the first thing I want to say, the iconography is so, we don't know how. I'll try to explain how it is or why it is. I say perceptual significance. What is perceptual significance? That is, the icons will be sure that it will catch you, that you will be stunned by its appeal. So I use the phrase designs for darshana. That is, Jagannatha as a concept is not something happens after you see. The seeing itself is the goal. That is, I saw. So the icon should be of such magnitude, such scale, such visual, so that when you confront it, you can't escape. Now, how the artist did it, how it has been designed, will come. But the whole point is there is a story called, or there's a word called moksha. Moksha, other gods or other religious institutions, they give you boons. Boons means you need something, you need family, you need health, you need wealth, or you need some help. So they kind of engineer. You ask that, can you help me? Jagannatha, he knows what to do. You just go to see him because he knows you. Darshana. Spirit of joy. Then again, the iconography, so the joy in the sense, you will feel a sense of excitement inside of you that you got somewhere. Now, we also go to good places, nice places, big oceans, well-decorated places. We like it. But the joy is not happiness. Joy is that you be in the midst of it, and then you say you forget it. You forget yourself. So that forgetting yourself, called in Odia, bandha. Bandha in the sense, whatever you are binding you, your disease binding you, your pain binding you, your grief binding you, your problems binding you, they are removed because you have a sense of liberation. So that is a sense of liberation. All that in the modern terminology we call God. The concept of living God in the sense that you are in the presence of not God, but living God. Why living God? Living God because you can talk to him. Living God because it's something that iconography, the way it is designed, that he is talkable, he is touchable, you have accessible. So then I add the few other things there, cosmic complete cosmology. I will come to that, why the complete cosmology which has been designed, devotional submission. Devotional submission is, that is, the whosoever are Jagannath devotees, they are bound to Jagannath. Now, which means whosoever has gone, any devotee who has really gone to visit Jagannatha. Now, when I say Jagannatha, Jagannatha is a deity. I'll come to that. So that Jagannatha, that conceptual Jagannatha, when you encounter, you have this submission. Now, that submission is not really mutual. The iconography has this appeal there, you get to it. And I call immediate acceptance and total shelter. What is total shelter? Total shelter is I'm at peace. I am here. See, in many temples and many places, when we go religious and so on, we say, okay, I put here and then I go there and then I go there. Then I try to see somebody may listen to me. In Jagannath's situation, there is no out there. You are there. It ends there. That is the destination. That is where your life merges. So we'll come how that cosmology has developed, why it is called Kala. Oh, what happened now? It kind of, okay. Simulation. So ritualistic significance. So ritualistic significance, so perceptual significance, ritualistic. That is how it is designed. The simulation of human conduct. So the four deities that we'll talk about, they're all human conduct. They operate as human beings. So that is the ritual is that they are not really cosmic, but they are among us. They sleep, they eat, they move, they talk, they brush their teeth. It's human conduct. And that is a relationship. So we take it as a brother, that he will come, he will walk, he will come by to us. Then I said the most well-dressed deities in the world, he likes the Odiyas for a long time were very opulent. They had a lot of wealth and they're very artistic. And so they created this elaborate costume for Jagannatha and then claiming that he likes it. Why he likes it, I will come to that a little later. That is, he is considered the king. He rules. And because he rules, he has the best of the dresses, best of the jewels, best of the ornaments, best of food. So that I say the most well-ornamented deities in the world. Which it is not that Jagannatha likes it, but by virtue of we defining that it is the end all. So anything that is the best in the world belongs to him because he knows. You may not give it to him, but he knows what's good. So why not give it to him? Sumptuous food service from early morning till next night. This is another thing. That is, and this kind of a connection is that he had possibly a origin in very remote, in the tribal areas, by which he was served food, enormous amount of food. Now this whole thing is that it's agricultural deity in the sense he loves harvest, he loves various kinds of food, he loves health, he gives health. So different kinds of foods are prepared all around the clock. Attention to details by thousands of service providers because he's king. Once he's king, so he has service. And those services are prescribed for a particular job, particular task, particular tools, particular activity, particular time. So service provision is not a function of I do it, but the traditional, your skill to do it, and he only receives if you do it. That particular family, the particular woman, the particular man, the particular cult, the particular clan. So they are related to him as a traditional way, and he has good taste. Ori has developed this called Rasa. Rasa in the sense aesthetics, the sense of taste, the sense of beauty, the sense of wholesomeness that came from, it was there before, but it got perfected after Jayadeva in Odisha, Rasa. So he is the Rasananda, that he loves the Rasa. Rasa in the sense, I dress well, I look well, I eat well, I am well, and I give you well. So attention, all communities, again, so that's something new, all community in the sense he doesn't have any discrimination and so on. So that we can't really say what is the conceptual discrimination or whom he like, doesn't like and so on, but he's accessible, I said before. Then I say dignity and purity. This is something we devotees, we have ascribed that because he is the king, so he loves dignity. That's a style to him. There's a pomp to it. There is a particular kind of approach to it. It's not say, hey Jagannath. It is King Jagannath. So that concept, we will also see how that concept has come to be. And I'll add the last, all natural recycle, in the sense where the deities are there, they're made out of wood and so on, and hence you can recycle them. Then I come to this spiritual sense. So we have conceptual, perceptual, ritualistic, spiritual. So spiritual sense, Jagannath is sense of affinity. I mentioned this before. Affinity means I belong. He doesn't throw you out. Doesn't matter what you are, whatever you have done, you belong. So that is that bondage. You have done things and so on, you feel guilty inside, or whatever you have done has kind of bothers you and so on, but that's relieved. Affinity. I have a friend. I have a friend. Now that friend doesn't mean that he excuses you, but he will listen to you. So that's the affinity. Sense of antiquity. Because of the nature of things I will shortly describe, so we believe that this whole process of king, food, dress, royalty, that shows the antiquity. Old is not yesterday. It is happening. Cosmic, very old. Sense of identity. Identity, I identify with him as my friend. Now that identity, we can say that if you don't believe, how do you identify? But what I want to propose is, it's not that whether you believe or not. The iconography is such, the way the design is such, the way the visual is such, the identity is expressed. You cannot but identify. So that we have to see what is that artistic visual. Sense of serenity. Serenity is the way the design is there, how much of you can view, what you view, what colors you view, and how much of peace that gives to you. Sense of serenity. Serenity. I am in peace here. I love it. I want to stick around here. Sense of homogeneity. Homogeneity. Homogeneity in the sense, whosoever have come inside to visit Jagannath, they're not sticking around. People may come of different scales, different magnitude, different languages, different people, and so on. But once you really arrive at Jagannath's place, there's a sense of homogeneity. All your ego, power, your position, your wealth, whatever you had carried with you, so they all come down and grounded. That's because affinity. So you become one-to-one. You're old, young, woman, man. So those are all sense of brotherhood. So why is homogeneity different than brotherhood? Brotherhood is now, by virtue of homogeneity, all people who have assembled inside that shrine in front of Jagannath, they cannot but be brothers or sisters. So the sense of brotherhood, because we all belong. By virtue of this darshana, we have transformed ourselves from our egotism, from our previous life that we carried with us. Now we say, hey, look, we are human beings. So that sense of humanity is the brotherhood, that I care for you, you care for me. So Jagannatha is not really a power that helps you, but creates the brotherhood by which he acts. He says, you can help yourself, but treat your brother. Sense of strength. So once that thing happens, that gives you courage, strength. You can. So that's the call. Jagannatha gave me new life. Jagannath gave me new way to approach. That's because you made many more friends. You can talk to people. Earlier you were afraid. You were scared. You didn't trust. So Jagannatha has this thing that no man, your pain is no different. All people who assemble together here, they have similar pain. And you people become a community. So that's what the Odia has become through Jagannatha. Sense of fearlessness, this is a little higher. That is, now you can do more difficult things that you could not do before, and sense of relief. Why relief? Relief is, number one, as I said before, that your troubles are gone, but this relaxed mind, and we'll come to that, that is the mind when becomes heavy, then you become confused. So sense of relief in the sense, the load that was on you, that you had no food at home, or your family member was sick, or you yourself was feeling bad. So now once that kind of taken away from you through support. So let me go forward. So we have like a 4 deities we're talking about in Jagannatha. And then there is a Balabhadra here on the left, Jagannatha here, and then Subhadra in the middle. And then on the side here, there's something called Sudarshana, and I'll come to that, the concept of it. So this is called fourfold deities. Besides these 4, there also are these extra 3, they're called Madhava. And these are, so that the story behind it, I'll also explain to you. So this Madhava deity with the Sri Devi and Bhudevi, so they are installed on the bottom of it, which are supposed to be, see, Jagannatha does not incarnate. Jagannatha is. He was, he is, he will be. It doesn't change. It's a tree, it's a wood. But this Madhava, it incarnates. It becomes Rama, it becomes Krishna, it becomes Nrsimha, it becomes different objects and so on. So that's the concept here. So that's much later though. It is connected to Jagannatha, but this is not the original Jagannatha, where eternity matters. What happens now? Okay. Jagannatha iconography. Yeah, very good. So Jagannatha iconography. So now I'll take you through each individual pieces that we talked about. So iconography, one is, so here this is the main deity. So made out of wood, neem tree. You can always ask why neem tree and so on, but it has to do with the longevity of it, whether the insects can operate and so on, and hence, so the logic is, by virtue of being wood, it just gives the age to it, antiquity to it. That is, it is not metal, it is not stone. There are no tools, very minimum use of tools. So that gives you the time scale where it might be operating. Then they have a height of 84 inches. Inch is not there, what they call, see, between the two, the finger joints, finger joints, like when you have the two bones. So that small space is the measurement which they use, which is about an inch. So 84 of them. It so happens that this measurement on the finger is same as the sugarcane between the two nodes. So 84 of them. Then the head section is 35 inches. Head section means from your cheek to the lower chin to the top of the head. So 35. And then the face width, the distance between the two ears. So 30 inches. So hand projects out 8 inches. Neck is about 1 inch high. Why I'm saying all this? I'm saying all this because of the earlier I said that the stunning effect. What we do not know whether there was enough engineering design to create this stunning. That is, if I make it that high and make it this design, make it this kind, then certain effect will ensue. And that effect is relief. That effect is attraction. That effect is I'm there. That effect is I'm yours. So neck, nose protrusion about 1 inch, there's a little nose there. Originally only black, red, and white colors. So again, that's the part of aesthetics also. And we don't know which artist designed it. And as you can see, the eyes are all round eyes with all natural colors, no eyelids, and the round eyes. I didn't exactly write that, no round eyes. So round eyes and no eyelids. No eyelids is important. That shows that some concept that where it is not really human, but it sees. So that is where Jagannatha goes back in time, a concept that whether somebody is looking at me, but he's not one of me. He's not a man because he doesn't blink. He doesn't rest. He's always open, always heavily decorated. Deity recycles in a period of 12 to 19 years. That's because of the wood. So there's a sense of how long the wood may stay fresh. So even though neem, but then dry out. So wood in question of time. So they recycle it, they bury it and recreate it. Now, so what the concept is possibly to a single image. So the four that I said before, most likely was only one. That is this. And how is this? And my speculation is, and which also some other people think, some tribal things are being talked about, which is like a large, strong pillar-like structure, wooden structure, which is used in agricultural fields. Apparently in West Norissa, they have such kind of constructs even now, which are like a long pillar-like stuff, wooden, and with some minimum carvings on them, with like a little nose or little cheeks and so on. And they're looking for long distance, which is like we call, if you've seen here, I call it totem-like structure. That is, it is like a flag. It is like we are here. It is like me, don't enter, I guard. So that kind of a concept. How long ago? 5,000, 10,000, 50? We do not know, but that's what we think. The idea of Jagannatha's iconography with the very little use of tools made out of wood, cylindrical in appearance, tall in appearance, and also strong in appearance. So that has come, and there's a thing called Stambheswari, which is existing now, but that's a female goddess. But whether it has become a female goddess in course of time, I can't say. But my speculation is that is the original root of the iconography. Large open eyes to get details in the field, a symbol of protection. So he guards, so which means he's tall. Nobody can, he looks all around, which means that he knows who's ever going where, which basically vigilant. That concept of vigilance continues in the later cosmology, philosophy. So symbol of protection, support. Then a place to congregate for festivities and social events. When I'm saying this, I'm going back in time many thousand years. So that pole or that statue, that thing which is there, so that is the place where people will come offer. So festivities, social events, and food and so on. It's a place of congregation. The deity loves health and grandeur. Why deity loves health and grandeur? Because that is the belief that tribe, whichever that tribe was, developed. Now the question is, such kind of totem are there in many tribes. But this particular one has survived. And that is where we call Jagannatha, not survived, has also made itself its own belief system. And we'll come to that, how that has come to be. So treated as a king, he is the chieftain. He is the, so philosophical reconstruction of Jagannatha. So in course of time, these Odiyas or the people in the East, possibly these tribes, whosoever the tribes were, they kind of discovered mind. Mind is not trivial. That we have a mind, very peculiarly Eastern, that the mind has a larger power than the body. And if you read Oriya literature, it is proliferates with the sense of mind. That is, hey man, watch your mind. So that concept, that what controls the man, the destiny and the health, the family and the wealth, and the operations, your activities, is not something external, but something inside of you. So that's your mind. And whether that mind can be conceptualized. So this connection, mind to Jagannatha, we don't know when, but I think somewhere he's first the king, and then mind is declared as the ruler of the body. So the mind is associated with that deity, that he is the mind, and then blackness as a color. Original there may not be a color, but now the mind is black. Mind is black because mind is dense. You don't read your mind. You can't know what's in the mind. So the dense, so the black color, I don't know. So period of material cosmology, mind of the creator developed. So this is the Tantra. Tantra in the sense, the mind can create things. So that is where the Sai Baba connection may come in. That is, if your mind is sharp, your mind does, then you can do miracles. So that's the Jagannath connection. And so those people that develop those thoughts, saying that we can do miracles. We can fly, we can move, we can swim, we can go on the sea, we can achieve. So those things become tantra, that it's not like somebody helps us, but by making the mind strong, I can achieve. So people from Odisha, made difficult journeys, won battles, made the land opulent. So they all thought that Jagannath is doing it. All the Jagannath is doing is that keep your mind clean. And once the mind is steady, mind determined, mind is focused, they achieve it. When they achieve it, they come back and thank Jagannath, you make us happen, make things happen. So then there is something also happened in Odisha called this Madhyamika school, which is a part of Buddhism. So they kind of developed something called, very peculiarly Odisha, the Shunya. Shunya, that God is actually void. So that's the creator. The creator doesn't have a shape, and creator is void. So I don't go into philosophy of it. That's the detailed philosophy exists called Nagarjuna, which you may have heard of. But so this all Sunya, the mind, the black, they all combine together to make Jagannatha, that he is actually void. He is also mind. And he is a creator whom we call as the void creator, Shunya, Shunya. Then later on, people have added the word Brahma to it. I'll come to it. So now what happened, the Vedic influence comes in. So the Jagannatha takes this, these hands were not there before. So Jagannath becomes anthropomorphic with a man appearance. So now the see, I told you before is a pillar. So now the pillar, it looks like a human being. So hands were added, conceptuals of Brahman in the iconography, that is due to Sankara. Sankara came about say 8th century AD. And those thoughts came, Brahman. So we had the Sunya before from Madhyamika school, so called Sunya Brahma. So meditation object as the creator. So you concentrate on him. So now it happens as earlier situation where the icon was a part of the tribal ritual, that he's a god, he's vigilant, he sees, he overlooks, and then is the center of the festivities. So that has now gradually evolved to become, he is the creator, he is the god. That's because of the Vedas. So this tantra, which was the earlier thoughts, so they gradually leak into this Vedic prayers and mantra and so on. So that's what I think. It came later. Extreme discipline in construction and the rituals. So meditation of, so but those discipline construction rituals, they were earlier because the mind, the cultivation field, keep everything nice, keep everything clean. There is no pollution in water. There's no pollution in the air. So you will, so those strictures for wealth is due to the original, and that continued in the Vedic processes. The label Jagannath was created through Jainism. That is, now we have a label. We don't know what exactly was called. Some people say Kitty, some other name they're saying. We don't have no research that yet. So Jagannath was a name now. So integration of Tantric and Vedic system. So we call the superlative uniqueness. What is superlative? That he's the king, he's the best, he can, nothing like him, and then unique. Unique because made of wood, unique because taller than man, unique because larger than man. So the original totem operations have now gone into the anthropomorphic form, but a larger than man structure. Then what happens is, oh, this has not come out. Okay. So this again, somewhere around say same time, 7th, 8th century, then we don't know exactly how it happened, but there were some people, they were worshipping this, they discovered the so-called salagrama. You might have known salagrama are the river rocks, which are like a roll in the river for a long time, old rocks, volcanic rocks, very hard. So you can always connect that. It is so hard that you can't break it. Break it means very old. Very old means it has the original geologic origin. So somewhere people kind of say this is the creator, because original creator must be so hard that you can't really fragment it. So hologram. So that one of the hologrammas, a big one, possibly also was used, and they called it Madhava. So this is the Madhava. Madhava as a statue, as a deity, operates many much in India, in Orissa, not nowhere else. Madhava. So Madhava, now why Madhava? I think they might have given the name Madhava. Madhava because of the Vedas. The Vedas Purusha, the man which created the universe, is Madhu's son, Madhava. So that may be Sankara's operation to call him Madhava. But it was kind of a put into literature by the poet Jayadeva, Madhava, Madhava. So what he did was that this Madhava becomes the incarnation of Vishnu through Krishna, and then existing as this rock or this statue, this deity in Odisha. So Radha Madhava, Madhava. So Radha, what was not there? Radha did not exist. So now this Madhava, once you say, so to connect Madhava to Krishna, so then this, because of the Jagannatha's connection, he likes this Rasha, he likes this grandeur, he likes this pomp, he likes food, he has a family. So now Radha. So anyway, so that's this Vedic Madhava called further the 8th century. Many temples exist. If you go to Odisha, like in there's a river called Prachi. If you go through it, you see Madhava, huge number of Madhava temples. So Jayadeva calls it. So forest called iconic rock in southern Odisha, or Shiva Sabara, they called Nila Madhava, a blue stone. And then, so this Nila Madhava was eventually installed in Puri. So that was brought by some king. They called Indradumni or some king, Chotaganga. So king. So they installed it. So big temple gets created. And then the poet Sarala whom I translated, he creates this connection to Sri Krishna. Formally, the Jayadeva had sung about it, but he did not really metaphorically connect it, that how that thing will happen. So meanwhile, some more Purana stories come to be, and then Saradasa completes it. So now there's a philosophical effort to combine various belief systems to create a family. What's the family? Family is, if it is Krishna, then Krishna has a brother, and then brother is a sister. So basically, this whole thing is due to Sharadasha, to say that earlier Jagannath is only one. Then we have hands added through Shankara. Then we call Madhava. Now we have the whole family here. And then we have this Sudarshana. And I could probably go into more details about it, but I won't do it at the present time. Now, so Balabhadra is the same Nimud as Jagannatha, 1 inch bigger, 85 inches. He's the elder brother. Now this has nothing to do with the older concept, but now it is homogeneous in the sense that fits in this larger pedestal. It's not a pillar anymore, now pedestal. So then what can hold it, how much humans can view it, and then how much of peace they can get out of it. So that iconography. anthropomorphic with leads. He has leads. So he's not like Jagannatha. So he sleeps. He sleeps, eyes closed. Jagannatha sleeps, eyes open. Oval eyes, older brother Sri Krishna, white in color of Shankha. Shankha is that conch, so, and represents a Shiva on the pedestal. I would not get into that's the whole literature there, but invoked to the Purusha Shukta of the Vedas. So this is where the Jagannatha has become Vedic through Balabhadra. So that is the Purusha Shukta, which is the original creation hymn in the Rig Veda. But Jagannatha is kind of done through Sri Shukta from the energy. Again, I will not really go into the details about it. So does not incarnate. Balabhadra also doesn't incarnate. So let's see what they. So Madhava incarnates, Balabhadra doesn't incarnate. So Jagannath iconography, Subhadra, the Nirmal construction, it is shorter, 52 inches, 17 inches, but these are like artistic. I don't think that there is any material, people do not know how Subhadra looked like and so on. But once create a grandeur, visualization, and some largeness of structure, then some artist or a group of artists, they have not written about it, who have created this sense of proportion. Anthropomorphic eyelids, when the sister of Sri Krishna, lotus color. Now, lotus color is, we think, what the color is, Padma, symbolic for Lakshmi, we think. But whether that color was given because the availability of turmeric and kumkum and so on, we do not know. Representation of Shakti on the pedestal, this again an assertion that is Shakti quality is there in Odisha. So whether that is integrated through the incorporation of Subhadra, invoked by Devi Shukta. So that two Suktas, Devi Shukta, Sri Shukta. So feminine representation cosmology doesn't incarnate, or is the junior to. Now Sudarshana is the also Jagannath's neighbor or partner, comes with it's 84 inches high, 7-inch diameter, and it's called, it is a, so this is a Buddhist influence there. It's the Vajra. Vajra is like so rigid. So the mind that we talked before has become Vajra. That is, it is illumination like a thunder. It is spark, Vajra, and also equally hard because of the salagrama. So those kind of concepts together, light and strength. So that is Sudarshana. So they had something, Krishna had a chakra and this thing, and so they freeze it. But chakra is not chakra like a wheel, but this is like a bar, rod, a pillar. So installs behind by itself considers remover evil elements in the universe, taken as a chariot once in a year. So evil elements in the year is due to the Buddhism. That is Vajra kills. So worshipped as an all-powerful physical cleanser of the material objects and the illuminator in the knowledge of the mind. That is, you have mind and mind can get polluted, but you need the Vajra to clean it. So that is how Sudarshana comes to be. Let me go a little fast. So the current metaphysics, Jagannath is all devouring time, so it is Kala. It is Kala. So now the concept has moved from the king to Kala. But Kala is also the king as a time. Time means time has no ropes. Time acts. Time creates. So all devouring, doesn't care who you are. Eternal, no beginning, always present, always watchful, doesn't blink. The time doesn't blink. There's no weight. Time moves. Rules of the universe, dense, dark, indeterminate, decide the lifespan of the objects. So that's Jagannatha. That is how long you will live. So he knows. We don't know. Time knows. Helps out as a friend. That's again time. So appreciate service and work. Majestic, royal, and unequal. So that's all part of Jagannatha. And Balabhadra metaphysics says the creator of the universe is the Purusha, maintains life, creates size and shape in the sense, our body, elephant, tigers. So those are the creation. So he makes the trees, plants, rivers, maintains life, designs society, endows intelligence, discovers knowledge, supports family, acts at the conscience. He's the elder. So he's Viveka. He provides strength and guides health, source of wisdom and patience, creates skills and excellence. And then Subhadra is the mother nature called Mula Prakriti. That is, it gives us our qualities, our anger, our love, our peace. So that's Subhadra, harmony, friendship. So she creates, so all feminine qualities, hunger, thirst. So Mula Prakriti, whatever man may need, desires, sex, nurtures the universe, provides conduct in life, creates personality, source of good, dignity, and affection, source of energy and purity, destroys evil, rewards the good, and appears as Shakti in the objects and life. Shakti in the sense, the what gives it power to move. So that's Subhadra, but it's like embodiment of the, I call Mula Prakriti, which has to do with the Sankhya, that kind of philosophy, which also probably grew up in Orissa, but we have not fully studied it yet. And then Sudarshana is the willpower, Ichha. So Kala, Sharira, Prakriti, and now Ichha. Ichha in the sense, I can overcome. So Sudarshana principle is this Vajra. In principle, you can control time by Ichha. So that's higher. The mind is higher than time. So that is achieved. Now, earlier, mind was in Jagannatha. So now Jagannatha is Kala and Sudarshana has the mind, which is going over Kala. So he can block it. So resides in all and gives determination, meditative energy. This meditative energy is peculiarly Oriya. That is, Saradadas talks about it enormously. That is, you have the dhyana. Achyuta talks about it. Mind focus, concentration, explosive. Explosive in the sense, once it comes up, nobody can stop it. So that is where the temples you were seeing. So people have a whim. People have this kind of ecstasy. I do. The dance we saw and so on. So there's a trance. So that came up, this mind, explosive. Wins over time, wins over nature, needs years of penance. That also was known. That is, you can't really control mind so easily. And discipline to visualize the potency, that you have this power inside of you. In order to achieve, in order to realize that you have the power, you have to cultivate it. You have to work hard on it. The original illumination. So illumination comes from the Buddhist thought that initially there was light, and that light, the original light, and the thunder carries that light, click, flash. So, and that now stays in Vajra. So I'm giving you a few dresses of Jagannatha. I said before that he dresses well. This is the morning dress. Then this is the evening dress, a stately appearance, comes out and so on. This is again very artistic. It has nothing to do with the Jagannath cosmology, but it probably goes back from the older time in the sense he controls, and he's royal, he's stately, so it has time variation. Then we have this, he puts himself fully in gold. So that's again, why gold, why not silver, why not platinum, why not? So the availability in this thing, but grandeur, is royal, pompous. So that this thing could be also from the original Jagannatha, as I said, the pillar and so on. So these things might be traditionally there, decorated and so on, and that it has smeared into these other objects. Now this is also, so this Odia artists and so on in the temple, they had the experts in this making these dresses and so on, and people say that somebody came and wanted to see whether the Jagannatha looks like a Ganesha and so on, and Jagannatha doesn't look like Ganesha. So the artist, they kind of dressed himself so well, they look like Ganesha. So like that. So that is the local artistry, and that operates the visual. But the logic is no, accept him because he is, none else is. So then I saw another picture here. It is the rest picture in the sense that it doesn't have any ornaments, doesn't have any belongings and so on, just plain Uttariya. So they go to bed, and this is the temple where they live, the Puri temple. And I saw you, so this is the Rath Yatra where they go out for a festivity, which are probably later, which did not come with the iconography, but might have come with the procession on the original totem I told you. But now it becomes hugely populated system. Then I give you a little bit of a, you can, if you join, whoever is there. So this is the Jagannatha mantra. Om, Klim. You want to open up if you want to really join with me in your audio. Om,
Om,
Kling,
Kling,
Krishnaya,
Krishnaya,
Govindaya,
Govindaya,
Gopi Jana Ballavaya,
Gopi Jana Ballavaya,
Swaha.
Swaha.
So this is 18 letters. So this is called the Krishna mantra. So we have the tantric mantra also, which I did not write here. But this is what people are using lately because the modern priests are Vedic. Not easy to get the tantric priest. So we stay with this. And here I give the books and so on that I used, including my own, the book he's mentioned about the Oxford. And so I thank you for listening to me on this Jagannatha iconography and philosophy. In my limited way, I could give you whatever I could. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you so much for such an enlightening talk. As always, I enjoy your talk. You bring such a complicated. You kind of dissect the things so complicated to such a understandable. Really, I learned a lot. Thanks again for your time. I know you're a busy person, but kindly agreeing to.
That's okay. This Jagannatha. So they say the Jagannatha thing is you have to kind of you do.
Yes,
So
thank you.
that is when they give us the Upavita. So that is where our condition is, that whenever Jagannath is there. So earlier, 20, 30 years ago, I will go to different places to install them. So now lately I'm not doing it anymore. But anyway, thank you. Any questions anybody has or no?
Thank you so much. Dilip, you may take over now.
So thank you, Pradeep bhai. Thank you, Vijay bhai. Thank you for an inspirational speech. So it was very valuable for all of us. But now I would like Guru Jaysri Mahapatra to talk few words. So Guru Jaysri Mahapatra, please.
Thank you, Vijayana. Thank you, Dr. Mishraji.
Thank you.
Okay. What happened? I can't see anybody.
We can hear you. So
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Mishraji. whom I actually address Vijay Bhaina. Vijay Bhaina means elder brother. Thank you for sharing your knowledge about Jagannath iconography and philosophy. Thank you very much all the viewers for your time, and Shirdi Sai Baba organization for giving us a platform to talk about Sri Jagannath. I just remind you all, tomorrow morning there will be a Sri Jagannatha Prana Pratishtha ceremony in the morning, and in the afternoon there will be cultural program. See you all tomorrow. Good night. Jai Jagannath, Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you. Jai Sai Ram. Jai Jagannath.
All right.